This is the Spio Nero sprite, which is a detective that can find any player on the map. Just throw him and all your enemies would be instantly marked for you, which is great for high alim games, but unfortunately, this effect would last only couple of seconds because the Spio Nero sprite has other business to do, like spying on the flippin' Death Star. Anyway, you might hate the new Wookiee team leader skin, but that's why I made the new Wookiee sprite. He can be found in the Wookiee Woods location, which is gonna be stacked with so many different versions of them like these ones. When you throw them, they would literally grab opponents and throw them away into the another galaxy because of their strength. But what about the Imploder sprite? He would be used as a thermal implode grenade that would explode and would knock back enemies, which means you can use this sprite only once. This is the Ray's lightsaber, which you can use to push opponents away from you. I would say it's useless because it doesn't push them too far, so I would give it a 3 out of 10. Darth Maul's lightsaber is kinda similar, but instead of pushing players it would throw rocks at them and even objects around you like cars, which is quite overpowered. In my opinion, this is the best lightsaber, so definitely giving it 10 out of 10, but let's move on to the next one, which is Mace Windu's lightsaber. Well, instead of pushing players away, this lightsaber would push them towards you, which has no point since they can just shoot you back. Can't believe it's even worse than Rey's lightsaber, so I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. Let's finally move on to some good ones like Palpatine's lightsaber. While carrying this lightsaber you can damage players. You can damage players with electricity even through walls, but is it that good? I mean, it's kinda like spamming with SMG, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Although we've seen Darth Vader's lightsaber in the past, it's no difference in this season. I mean, you can throw it and it comes back to you like a boomerang. While you can't do anything, just makes it so bad, but it does deal some nice damage through builds. So with that being said, it's 8 out of 10. This is the Captain Phasma boss, which can be found in the First Order base. First up, I really like her voice lines because it reminds me of old boss voice lines like Midas, Sky, or Brutus. But another thing why I like Captain Phasma is because of her thermal imploder grenades. When you get close to her, she would start spamming them, and since she spawns on the cliff, would knock back and eliminate lots of players to the fall damage. Anyway, although it would literally take you few seconds to eliminate her, she would drop you the new mythic Captain Phasma's F11D blaster. This mythic is really worth getting because it's shooting like SMG but with very high damage, especially if you use it with her medallion that would make all blaster weapons shoot with almost no cooldown. I mean, this boss is literally a perfection, so I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. But what about the new Darth Vader samurai boss? He would literally chase you around and would use a force to pull you, which makes him such a unique boss. Let's also not forget how he blocks the damage with his lightsaber, which he also throws at you like a boomerang. So because of how creative this boss really is, I also have to give it a 10 out of 10. And now it's time for Shogun X boss, which for some reason is still in the game for 3 seasons in a row. He spawns on the floating island during the game, and it's a pretty tough boss to fight because he teleports and has a lot of health. When I say no one is going for this boss, I really mean it. Like, he would drop you a mythic blaster pistol, which is trash, alongside with his super shield medallion. That medallion would just spawn a shield bubble junior when you use a healing item, which literally has no point, and for that reason, I have to give this boss 1 out of 10.
Freaking.
Although Epic Games already fixed the swearing issue, that won't stop him from repeating your words like
Chicken, Chucky, John Pork, Skibidi Toilets, Ora Farming, Thung 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 Sahur.
But not only he can repeat your words, he can also recognize the skin you're wearing, so he would talk to you like you were talking to that character.
Hatsune Miku, your training is complete. Your never back down, never give up spirit. Show the others what a family guy can do.
He would also try to roast you in every way possible. For example, he called Alie the amateur content creator, while Ninja got roasted like this.
Darth Vader, is the low taper fade meme still massive?
Ninja, your fascination with fleeting trends.
But what if you ask him what sound does the blaster make?
Something like pew pew.
Okay, but what about the shotgun sound?
As you requested, kaboom, pew pew, kaboom.
He would also respond to any question you ask him, in which he would respond in his Darth Vader character.
Skibidi Toilet Riz is a concept beyond my comprehension.
Not to forget, he would also tell you jokes like this one.
Why did the stormtrooper cross the road? He didn't. He missed it completely. A joke, you request. Very well. Why did the stormtrooper cross the road? He didn't. He missed it completely.
Hahaha, because stormtroopers always miss. That's a pretty good one, but can you please tell me more?
More jokes, you say? What do you call a stormtrooper with a lightsaber? Defeated.
Wow, you really hate your stormtroopers. Can you maybe make a joke about something else?
What do you call a stormtrooper in a galaxy far, far away? Lost. What do you call a stormtrooper who's a detective? Clueless. What do you call a stormtrooper who plays music? A A trooper.
Ha ha ha, but can you actually make a joke without mentioning stormtroopers, please?
Very well. Ahem. Why did the stormtrooper bring a ladder to the bar? Because he heard the drinks were on the house.
This is the First Order base location where the Captain Phasma boss spawns. It's very unique location because it's located in the snowy mountain where you can find tons of stormtroopers guarding it. But the thing I like the most about it is this cliff where you most likely fell at least once. So for that reason I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. But what about the Darth Vader Samurai's Solitude? It's almost the same as the Shogun's Solitude while also being kinda boring for having just basic buildings. So I would give it a 3 out of 10. Next one is the Outpost Enclave that's located in the desert biome, which makes it so good. Over there we can find the bar alongside with this old boat and the circle area. And let's also not forget this cool building design. 10 out of 10 location for me. But we also have the Resistance base that for some reason reminds me of Chapter 4 Season 3. It looks pretty abandoned and there's not much stuff to discover, so it's gonna be a 4 out of 10. Every time Star Wars returns to Fortnite, we get some random pickaxes like this one. But what about lightsabers?
There will be no lightsaber pickaxes.
Although Darth Vader AI said that, it's actually about game balance and licensing. You see, lightsabers are very powerful weapons, which is why they only show up as mythics. And if you turn something that's strong into a basic farming tool, it kinda ruins the original feel. So yeah, unless Disney changes their mind somehow, Epic won't turn them into pickaxes. If I had to describe the throw force ability in one word, I'd say rock throwing, because it literally throws rocks. But what about the lightning force ability? Well, I think we can all agree that this ability is shocking. Next up, we have the pull force ability. It just pulls players toward you.
Chicken jockey.
So that's why I'm calling it the player dragger. Let's not forget about the push force ability, which I describe with one word, yeet. That's because every time I use this ability, I drop in a sound effect. Darth Vader also has his own force ability, the lightsaber throw. You throw the lightsaber, and it comes back to you. So for that reason, I'm calling it the laser-on, a mix of laser and boomerang. If the push force ability were a Fortnite item, it would be the impulse grenade, since both can knock a player away. But what about the pull force ability? That one's actually not too hard, because to pull a player, we can use the harpoon gun.
Get over here!
Now, for the throw force ability, I'm not entirely sure. I'd go with the lump of coal. It can be thrown, and it looks like a rock, which is the closest match to that power. The next one is kind of easy. The lightning force ability would be represented by Zeus lightning bolt, or maybe even an EMP grenade. Let me know if you think of anything else. As for Darth Vader's lightsaber throw force ability, we'd need an item that returns to you. That's why I'd choose the kinetic boomerang. I don't know if you remember it, but that item was in the game during Fortnite's real prime. If I would need to choose an emoji for the lightning force ability, it would obviously be the lightning emoji. But what about the pull force ability? We would need an emoji that pulls players towards you, so I will go with the magnet emoji. Some say the magnet can't actually pull players because they are too heavy, but in Fortnite's reality, every time you use the zip line, the magnet would actually carry players to the other side. Anyway, push force ability would push players away from you like the wind, so that's why I will choose the wind, or should I say dash emoji. For the throw force ability, I would go with the rock emoji because you literally throw rocks with this ability. To be honest, that force ability would be perfect for the Foundation boss since he's literally the rock. Okay, let's not forget about Darth Vader's lightsaber throw ability, which comes back to you like a boomerang.
Skibbity.
So that's why I will go with the boomerang emoji.